Want to also put this on? Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of what the New York Times called the next big intellectual talk show. This is Jitters Jib Jab. I'm your host JT, Johnny Joiny Jitters. You can call me whatever you want as long as you call me. Today we've got our good friend slash figment of my imagination, as always, working the camera, setting everything up for us, Dave. And I do just want to take a moment to apologize. It's been like 2 weeks since the first episode was out. It's not an apology to you fucking animals. It's an apology to me. I promised myself I'd put out more content than that. And by God, if my penis isn't 13 inches long, I'm going to stick by that. But really, I want to take a moment and really, because I've been over the past 2 weeks, I've sat down and I've tried to record this podcast about 2 or 3 times. And I kept on hitting this wall because I didn't know what this was going to be. I sat down and I started talking, and immediately I went back into Black Lives Matter because somebody told me some crazy shit about that. And then I was like, well, I can't just be one of these people. Every time I open my mouth, I'm somebody who has some type of fucking social justice warrior agenda. I need to spew out of it. So what is it that I'm really trying to do here? Am I trying to provide news? Am I trying to make you laugh? Am I trying to make you come? Maybe a little of all of the above? What are you into? But no, what this is, see, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a historian. I'm not worldly. I'm not any of these things you sycophants like to describe yourselves as. What I am is just a man. I'm a man who takes no money from anybody, but I still feel the need to put my face on your screens. So what this is, I'm telling you now, is The World by Jitters. The World by JT. This is the unadulterated, I swear right now before you, this is the unadulterated, honest vision of the way I see the world. If that makes you laugh, if it provides you with some news about the world, if it makes you come, whatever it does to you, I just hope you enjoy it. And I finally ended up landing on this topic where I want to detail some problems in the world. Because if you feel like you got a minute and you're a little bit bored, whip out your phone and just start Googling similarities between America and Rome. Specifically on like the decline, there were a lot of issues. One of the biggest things that was happening in Rome was that Rome was expanding so fast. It was just conquering lands to the point where it governed so many former countries, so many different types of people. It was such a large empire that nobody in the empire, for the most part, saw themselves as Roman. There was nothing holding that empire together besides literal force. And if you look at America, most of us don't see ourselves as American anymore. Or maybe you do. I think most of the working class does. But even then, we're divided. So, among the working class, we've got so many different factions now. There's the liberals, conservatives, neocons, neoliberals, whatever you decide to. Maybe you have social justice tattooed under your eyelids. I don't know. But there's all these different things that divide the working class. And then on top of that, there are the people steering the ship. Now these people, I don't know any of them personally. I don't know any billionaires. I don't know any millionaires. I know a couple thousandaires. They're a dime a dozen. And these people that are uber rich, that are hyper rich, hyper successful people, there's got to be no way that they can see themselves as American. I mean, whenever they want, they could just fly to Japan. They could fly to Europe. I'm going to spend a week in Tahiti. I'm going to spend a month in France. I'm going to spend a year in Germany. Who gives a fuck? And then on top of that, what type of communities do you think these people form? Are they hanging out at Arby's? What do you think? You're going to see these billionaires you're going to see Warren Buffett walking down your mall? The local mall? No. These people are meeting in they're meeting out just outside of Abu Ghraib. And if you don't know what Abu Ghraib is, take out your phone, type in, go to Google Images, type in ABU space GHRAIB. That's Abu Ghraib. They're meeting outside of Abu Ghraib to try and figure out how it is they can control the way you think and see the world. And sometimes I'd go so far as to say that a lot of these people that are in control of the world, they don't see exactly what it is that they're doing to the world. A lot of these people maybe just want to develop a new software or a new way to get rich or just secure their trade routes. So if they have to start a war here, a 9/11 there, you know, whatever they have to do to make sure that their wealth or influence expands, they're going to do it. And then the byproduct of that is maybe there's a microchip in the vaccine. I don't think there's a microchip in this vaccine. I think it would be much easier for them to stick chips in you just like as soon as you're born. Like if that exists. Like you don't when everybody's worried about the government putting chips in you, that's not when they're going to put the chips in you. They're going to wait for everybody to just not give a shit about this vaccine anymore, and they're just going to start putting it in babies. Like how stupid are you? How the people that think there's microchips in the vaccine have never thought about what it would take to brainwash somebody. And what it takes is a really handsome face. So subscribe to this, subscribe to my OnlyFans, follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get paid. I'm sick of my job. I'm sick of this goddamn equipment. I want a new laptop. That's it. That's what this podcast is about. It's about me begging Elon Musk to take me to Mars, and B, sweet ad money. When I tell you I won't lie to you, there's one exception to that rule. And it's the second someone offers me money to lie to you. I'm going to do it. I will have no qualms, no hesitations, no problems. Dave, what the fuck is going on with the camera? Everything good?
Yeah.
No. He was looking at it funny. Or was he? He was never here in the first place. Alright. Dave doesn't shut the fuck up. I have to carry this whole goddamn show on my back. Like an elephant. I saw a picture of this white woman just sitting on the back of an elephant. And she's like, I'm white. And immediately people, oh no, it was a video. Because the elephant behind her is trying to knock her off of the elephant she's riding on. But it's like the elephant's like grabbing her ass with its nose. And it's really funny, really cute. And then people start commenting on it like, it's trying to get you off because you're hurting that elephant's spine. Like you're giving this fucking elephant scoliosis. And then like, I don't know if it says something about me, but I immediately didn't believe the side that said that they were hurting the elephant, because I'm pretty sure elephants are big. I mean, like, it's not like Shaq is riding it, you know? Elephants are fucking huge. I don't think but I'm not a doctor. I'm a little drunk. No. What else have we got for you guys? The Jews! No, I'm kidding. Oh my god. But yeah, another sign that fucking Rome's collapsing. Celebrity chefs. I don't know how fucking fat America is at this point. Or bored. Or horny. I could eat food off of a lady's butt cheeks. Like it's a plate. But I can't. I'm not into food that much that I'm watching like Gordon Ramsay yell at people because the fish is a little dry. I don't understand the fascination with like celebrity chefs. So Gordon Ramsay's literally a sign of the apocalypse. It's celebrity chefs became prominent in Rome like as it was collapsing. There were barbarians at the gate, and like there was just like on the other side in like the center where it was kind of safe, there were celebrity chefs just making a fucking whatever the fuck they used to a pasta baju back in fucking Rome. So literally Gordon Ramsay's a sign of the apocalypse. But more than him being a celebrity chef as a sign of the apocalypse, what really lets me know it's the end times is the way he treats people in the show. Because people aren't watching Hell's Kitchen or Gordon Ramsay yell at people about fish because they're interested in cooking. They want to see that's the way they get out all their frustration. Look, the people that really like Gordon Ramsay are people who need to yell at somebody. They need to yell at somebody. They need to get it out, because there's a lot of people that live in darkness That darkness is creeping up on you, isn't it? You hear the sound of my voice? That darkness, you don't want to be alone, do you? It hurts being alone, right? But that darkness is there. The darkness is real, and the way it comes out is by like fucking getting off watching Gordon Ramsay yell at some fucking little girl because she can't get the salmon right. Or like you start believing in crazy shit. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, there's some stuff I want to get into. But I don't know if I'm allowed to have an opinion. I didn't drop out of the University of Albany as a political science major, so I don't know if I'm allowed to have an opinion on government. I had a friend that used to, literally, like, we'd get into a debate, and, like, I don't know how you fail at school and then use that as your credentials to win an argument. Like, yeah, oh, you're wrong, I learned about this in this class I failed. Like, bro, fuck off. Fuck off. Like, you can't not be good at learning things and then try to get me to believe what you say based on your shitty opinion. Based on your shitty opinion. Like, so that's why, like, I specifically have a problem with political science majors. Because you were dumb enough to be a political science major. Like, what the fuck is political science? What, watching the news? I don't know. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand the importance of political science. But they never give you a chance to talk. I was talking to one person, and he was telling me that marriage, because we got into a debate, this was many moons ago, we got into a debate regarding the validity of gay marriage and whether or not it should be a thing. And this friend of mine immediately, because he's fucking super conservative and was raised this way, he's like, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Some people don't think that gay people should be able to just adopt a Judeo-Christian tradition. So I was like, what tradition do you speak of? And he starts going, marriage is a Judeo-Christian tradition. I literally looked at him like he had 10 fucking heads. There's been a million marriage traditions around the world that have existed without any contact with Jews or Christians at all. Like, what do you think Native Americans were doing when they were getting married? They had whole ceremonies, they pledged themselves to each other. Vikings were getting married, they were pagans, they never had any tradition. They had divorce. Vikings pray to Thor, and they were getting divorced. Women had the right to get a divorce, but apparently they were never married. Riddle me this. How do you get a divorce without getting married, Dave? Dave doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. He's not real. But that's the most insane thing to me. Because I remember like thinking about this. Like, people in America believe Jews invented marriage. But you know about the Jews. Oh man, Jesus Christ! Part of me wants to make this a very anti-Semitic podcast. That's what this is. Today we're gonna throw in our anti-Semitic hat. But no, we're not. I'm just gonna give you the soothing sounds of my voice over and over until you trust me as much as Joe Rogan trusts Mike Baker, a CIA agent. I used to love Joe Rogan, and I'm sure I'm just spitting in the proverbial bucket of he changed since he went to Spotify, but he has. He used to yell about people how 9/11 Building 7 looked like a controlled demolition. I remember that Joe Rogan. Now he's got the literal CIA. I wonder how many times Joe Rogan's gonna have to invite the CIA on his podcast before somebody says that seems fishy. People yell at Joe Rogan when he brings Alex Jones on the podcast, but no, Mike Baker, come on in, Mike Baker. You're not gonna lie to us. You're not gonna lie. The CIA doesn't lie to people. The FBI doesn't kill people in their sleep. Named Fred Hampton in 1986 or 87. I'm not a doctor. No, they don't do things like that. They don't do awful things like that. The CIA doesn't run around the world overthrowing democratically elected leaders, trading oil for drug money. I love that episode of Narcos where like the fucking cops in Miami find like a couple kilos of coke, and then just like underneath the water these fucking people are scuba diving in like just a monstrous amount of coke. Like fucking thousands, or I don't even know, thousands, millions, just a lot of it. Like, and you think about it, like, best case scenario, American intelligence agencies are just bad at their jobs. Best case, like when you talk about 9/11, which was definitely at least some type of, it was best case scenario, the government only let it happen. You know, like or best case scenario, the government's just inept and had no idea 9/11 was happening. Worst case scenario is they planned it, and then the truth is somewhere in the middle. Either these people suck at their jobs, or they literally did 9/11. Pick your hell. Some of my friends like that. But yeah, Joe Rogan's off lately. It's literally like his episodes are CIA agent, Hannah Montana, CIA agent, some comedian I don't give a fuck about, Demi Lovato, CIA agent. So something's off with that guy. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just a lunatic. Maybe I'm just one of those people who doesn't know what to make of the world. So instead of decompressing like information and evidence, I just live off of vibes. That's the vibe Joe Rogan's giving me. The elite got to him. That's what I think South Park freaks me out, but that's because I think I'm losing my mind a little bit. Because at the end, the whole thing is making fun of like QAnon and global elite conspiracies, and at the end of the episode, the elites are real, and they just control everything. Spoiler alert, bitch. But I don't even know what to talk about. I guess I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna further explain the deep state, my opinion of what the deep state is, and what I think is that the center of it all, are multiple factions of different people, whether it's Warren Buffett, the Koch brothers, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. There's a bunch of people, and individual politicians also, like people like the Clintons. Like if you want to know who the Clintons are, look into the Clinton Foundation. They're a non-profit organization that collects billions of dollars from Russians, like billionaires here at home, like all over the world. They collect billions of dollars for just free money. Apparently people just give their money to Hillary Clinton and just hope she does something with it. She's not bought and sold. I come after the Democrats because the Democrats are just so fucking terrible at hiding it. Like Republicans are like openly evil. I say this all the time. Like Republicans will let you fucking just die in the cold. Democrats will like sell you a blanket with like diseases woven into them. I don't know. I genuinely don't know which is worse. But that's honestly, I think episode 2 is the episode where I come out as a Trump supporter. Not because I think he's good, but because I think he's a moron. Like Trump is so fucking stupid. Like he didn't know that the war on terror, that he didn't know that he wasn't supposed to admit that the war on terror was just like a lie for oil. Like I saw an interview of him and he's like, this is when he was campaigning, he's like, yeah, I heard we went into Iraq for the oil. I was like, I thought that's a good idea. Let's do it again. I heard Venezuela's got some oil. At first the Republicans loved him. Like, fucking Don, shut up. These people don't know. They keep on just sending us money and their children to go fight the oil wars. Fucking Kamala Harris was on Twitter the other day giving speeches. She's like, in the past, wars have been fought over oil. In the future, they will be fought over water. And we will win. Oh my God. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. And if you think that's fucked up, Kamala Harris and Batman are gonna team up and put you in jail. They're gonna team up. They're gonna beat the shit out of you. I feel like when Kamala Harris sees the videos of black people getting beaten up, she's like, hit them harder. Hit them fucking harder. I wonder how many pictures of her and Joe Biden walking down the street or around the Capitol they're gonna take and go getting real work done. Getting real work done. We're walking around the Capitol. Walking around. So there's all these different factions, including like the Clintons and like the Koch brothers and people like that. The Sackler family, the people who literally caused the heroin epidemic in the 2000s. These people, they have influence over individual politicians because they just have so much fucking money. They just have millions and billions of dollars. Like they could put. If Hillary Clinton wanted, she could put $10 million into somebody's campaign budget and not worry about it. Jeff Bezos, you want $1 billion? I made that in a month. Take it. Take it. Matter of fact, the CIA pays Jeff Bezos. I heard they paid him like $300 million just last year. And it blows my mind because I wonder what they paid him $300 million for. Like, I can't imagine Jeff Bezos sitting down and making a deal and going like, yeah, I could use $300 million. I need $300 million more dollars. Like, whatever you're selling to the CIA, Jeff, just give them to him for free. Like, come on, what is Jeff Bezos? That's like if I made a deal with the CIA for $3. For $3, like the CIA is like, Jonathan, we need your help. I'm like, it's gonna cost you about $350. It's gonna cost you about $350. Meanwhile, while whatever shady shit Jeff Bezos is doing is going on, America's just so fucking divided. Lil Nas X is a troll. He's a talented troll, but he's just like trolling conservatives. And there's this guy I work with, and he listens to like conservative talk radio, and like these people just go back and forth from yelling about Lil Nas X grinding on Satan to Colin Kaepernick being a pussy. And that's just, it's like, who are you talking to? Like, who's that mad at Lil Nas X that they're like, yeah, this is what I'm tuning into your content for. I want to hear you yell about a gay black guy doing an obscene music video. Like they like Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens kind of blasted not Nicki Minaj, Cardi B for scissoring Meg Thee Stallion at the Grammys. That kind of made sense. Like, your kids might be watching the Grammys. Maybe they don't want to be maybe people's parents don't want their kids accidentally watching gay porn. That's what it is. So that, like, they kind of have like a leg to stand on. It's not like Ben Shapiro's complaining about like OnlyFans stars. He's complaining about like network broadcast television being given to children. But to which I say, Cardi B can scissor whoever the fuck she wants, wherever the fuck she wants. Maybe you should control what your goddamn kids are watching. Huh? How many times, like, Family Guy did this bit. Like, all of you, everybody who's retarded out there, go watch some Family Guy and literally just let the actual moral of whatever episode you're putting on sink in. Sink in. Huh? Maybe you should stop complaining and start watching your fucking kid. Cause he's picking his nose, he's picking his butt, and he just ate something that was on the tip of his finger. It didn't look too good. But then it's like all these people like Candace Owens bugs the living shit out of me. Like, she literally will, like, if you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's like a columnist. She's not even a reporter. She's like just a personality, and she's a black woman, but she's a conservative. She's a Republican, and she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She says certain things, like she went on Joe Rogan's podcast once, and they're talking, and Joe Rogan's like, so, like, he brings up climate change. And she's like, I don't believe it. He's like, why? She's just like, I don't know. I forget what she says. But basically, I'm going to paraphrase what she did. If Candace Owens would have came out and said, yeah, climate change makes sense, we should probably do something about it, she would have lost money. She would have lost followers. She would have lost subscriptions. And the people propping her up, who have an agenda that they fulfill through her, they would have dropped her. If Candace Owens loses followers, if Ben Shapiro loses followers, if Chelsea Handler loses followers, if fucking Jimmy Kimmel loses followers, the people that pay for their shows, that pay for their lives, that gilded cage that they live in, will be plucked out from under them. All that will be plucked out from under them. So now what Candace Owens is a black woman who's sleeping in the big house with Massa. That's all she is. She's a whore. I'm a whore. But, like, I'll admit it. If pay me $1 and I will have dirty, nasty, slutty sex with Candace Owens on this desk. My girlfriend will film it. I don't give a fuck. I feel like she'd support me if I was getting paid to be a whore, like Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's such a cuck. I feel like, you know what I really think about Ben Shapiro? Is Ben Shapiro, I feel like, figured out some shit about the world, and then he started talking about it, and somebody sat him down next to his wife and was like, you're gonna tell us, you're gonna say what we tell you to say, or we're gonna stop letting you watch us fuck your wife, because you're a cuck, Ben Shapiro. You're a little cuck. And you and Candace Owens would probably make really cute, like, what, bluish babies? Like Lenny Kravitz? Ooh. Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens. You should make a Lenny Kravitz. That'd be so cute. But ladies and gentlemen, meth. I think I touched on it before. Some of the signs of the apocalypse. You know, wars all over the world, a fractured national community, and apparently meth in Montana. I think his name's like Steve Davies or something like that. The governor is just upset about the quality of the meth. It's not like the good old days. It's not like the good old days, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not like the good old days when your meth was pure and you got all you needed out of it. Now, you better fucking buckle up for whatever the fuck's in the cartel meth. Because it's not the good shit. But the world's dying. And somebody really needs to let you know about it. Somebody needs to let you know about it. I guess it's going to be me. I'm going to let you know about it. Because I've also seen a lot of podcasts. I don't want to say that they're not good. Like, there's a lot of good podcasts that are being done. And they're just boring. Like, I don't think this is too hot to handle. But like they get on in the microphone and they're talking about like how they rate girls they fuck. Or like you're bringing on normal ass people. Like imagine I went on somebody's podcast and I was like, this is how you succeed. And like I'm a regular dude. Like bro, like it's you're not living. People will be like, this is how you succeed. This is how you get in. Like, and they live a regular life. They have a regular house. They can't go to. They're not. If you're not cracked into the, if your goal isn't tapping into the global elite, then you suck. You suck, and your goal is stupid. And really, my only goal is to get enough money doing this that I can just live out of a van. I'm trying to van life so hard. That's all I want to do. I just want to drive around, me and my girl, living in a van with a water bed on it, and like, I'll just pop up, like yo. So I went to Miami actually last weekend, and Miami might be the most ratchet goddamn city on the fucking planet. And it's like me and my girlfriend were walking down the street, and there was this guy sitting in a Lamborghini. And he just starts macking on these chicks. And I don't know if I'm racist or if I'm judgmental, but that was not his Lamborghini. If I had a Lamborghini, first of all, if I owned a Lamborghini, I probably wouldn't be vacationing in Miami. I'd probably be somewhere more expensive. I feel like Miami's like one of those places like you can just spend like a couple hundred bucks to get there, and then like you just stunt. Like, I can't imagine someone choosing to rent a Lamborghini. Me and my girl, we got fucked up and we just rode the scooters around. The whole goddamn city. I took it across, I tried to take, I was so pissed though, so I don't know if you're familiar with the geography of Miami or not, but there's South Beach, which is like this strip of beach, and then there's a bridge, and then downtown. So the bridge, it's a big ass bridge. But then the electric scooters you rent, you can download like Lyft or like LimeWire has rebranded itself as like a scooter company. And you can download an app and you can rent these scooters with it. And it charges you very similarly to how like Lyft or Uber traditionally works. And they have like GPS tracking on them. There's certain parts of the city that they just shut off on. And then, so me and my girlfriend, we're trying to get back to South Beach from downtown, which is like around where our hotel is. So I tried taking the scooter across the bridge, and the fucking thing just shuts off halfway across the bridge. My girlfriend's scooter already shut off at the beginning of the bridge. I just kind of kept going. But why just let us go across the bridge? There's a whole fucking sidewalk. There's a whole goddamn sidewalk. It's not like we're getting involved in highway bridge traffic. We're riding a scooter down a sidewalk on a bridge so we can get back to our hotel. Like, you're losing, maybe they make more money. I don't know. It pissed me off. But so, like, we were debating whether or not to try to take the scooters back to the hotel. The lift was like $12 when we first looked at it. After we got halfway across the bridge, the fucking Uber's like $30. How does that work? That's some goddamn bullshit. Some real goddamn bullshit. Dave, how far are we? 30? 30? I think we're probably going to shoot for around 40 minutes again. I gotta tell you, I'm really unprepared. I feel like I got good at being unprepared in life, because I would never do my homework or like reports growing up in school. I'd show up to class sometimes and wing it, and things would work out. Things would just work out sometimes. Things always work out. Everybody ends up exactly where they need to be. And to continue on what the show is really, really meant to be, I spewed a lot of bullshit so far this episode. It hasn't come out as coherently as I thought it would. But I want to stick to like the general theme of what this podcast is supposed to be. And I think I'm going to try to explain to people what I think God is. Now, I had a nice conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, and we shared our opinions on God and our religious beliefs a little bit. And what I would like the world to know is that I think every single thing is God. And what I mean by that is, like, I am God, you are God, the air you breathe is God, the floor is God, the dirt is God, the worms inside the dirt are God. Everything is God. And it's really hard to explain, like, the nature of that. But if you have a moment, you should look up a character called the Beyonder. Like, think about the Great Beyond, B-E-Y-O-N-D, the Beyonder. So E-R at the end, B-E-Y-O-N-D-E-R. That's a character from Marvel comic books. And I don't feel like a faggot saying that, or a nerd. I don't think you're allowed to say faggot anymore. But people make you feel that way when you start talking about obscure goddamn comic book characters. And anyway, it's an important character because it's literally what I think is one of the closest representations of what God is in popular culture and media. And what the Beyonder is I think everyone is familiar with the idea of the multiverse at this point. Like, thank God for like shows like Rick and Morty and Star Trek and comics like Marvel and DC, because they really hammer home the idea of like string theory and what the multiverse really is. And maybe they're not like too accurate. But the idea that there are different realities and universes out there that we can't really access or comprehend. But what the Beyonder is a character in Marvel that is from another universe. But in that universe, the Beyonder is the entire universe. It is the entire universe. And then when the Beyonder crosses over into our universe, it basically functions like an omnipotent being, like God. Literally. Like, it might as well be God. And like I think, what's his name? Dr. Doom, like, steals his power at some point. He has some stupid machine contraption. Bad guy. Villain shit. And he steals all of his power and he refers to himself as the Almighty when he does all this stuff. So it's clearly that the Beyonder is clearly represented as God. Something is like omnipotent, all-powerful. Maybe not all-knowing, but at least in the Beyonder's home universe, it's all-knowing. So what I think the Beyonder is what existed before the Big Bang happened. And what we all are is the product of the Beyonder wanting to experience this universe. So what I'm saying is, when you think about Buddhists or Hindus and what they're talking about when they say that we're all one and that we exist under an illusion or Maya, this illusion that we exist under, we put onto ourselves, whether it was consciously, subconsciously. Everybody exists in this shroud where they can't see things for what they are. And a lot of people turn to conspiracies, to just insane things. And what they need to do is recognize that the people sitting next to them, the dog that's in their house that's getting on their nerves, those are just different forms of their own self. So if you masturbate or bang somebody, it's the same thing. But that leads me to wonder what it is that the world's elite and upper echelon of people are really up to. Because if they turned to me and looked at me and said that they are consciously destroying the world, that would upend my entire system of belief. But what really is the destruction of the world? If you believe that everything is you and you turn around and kill someone, that's not the end of the world. If you think of a person or a group of people as like cancer, what do? You exorcise the cancer. You remove the tumor. I don't know. One of my friends is a pacifist, and that's the argument I make against him. He says under no conditions would he ever turn to violence or lethality. He would never kill someone. And it just like puts me in a weird position because this is my hippie liberal douche friend. And I wonder, like, does that mean like what if it was just fisticuffs? Like somebody punches him in the face, he wouldn't put his hands up and fight. He would just let them beat him, or maybe he would fight while trying to not kill somebody. Well, what happens if they die by accident? What about somebody who's about to kill somebody else and you have a taser? Do you fire the taser and it kills somebody, maybe by accident? Now you're a murderer. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know anymore. But the Jews. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, no, I'm kidding. But seriously, no, I'm kidding. That's all we got for today, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, animals, dogs. Tip your waitresses. Subscribe, or I'll burn your goddamn house down. I'll do it. I don't have anything better to do. Alright? Alright. Dave, dog, camera, we're done. Boom. Alright. Alright, that's it. Can we upload the video to my laptop before you go? Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, I can do that. It's gonna be a pretty big file size, probably. But you still want me to edit and shit, right?
I just want to watch it. Yeah, if you do want to edit it, that's cool.